Hello, this is
안녕하십니까.
Cheng Young Yang in charge of the Virtual Assistant Service for the Public at the Public AI Policy Division of the Ministry of Interior and Safety. Nice to meet you. Virtual Assistant Service for the Public is a service that informs administrative information which people need in advance, and this is also an online service that provides consulting for administrative services, which people want to know. This lecture introduces the overview, the progress, and the future plan for the service. The objectives of the lecture are to understand the background of why the virtual assistant service for the public started, to introduce the overview of the virtual assistant service, and to understand not only the current progress, but also its future plan of it. First, I will introduce the background and services of the virtual assistant service for the public, and then talk about the status, cases, and future plans of the virtual assistant service for the public. The background of the virtual assistant service for the public. Over the past 20 years, Korea has been striving to implement e-government as a part of government innovation and has achieved significant results. However, users had difficulty in finding the system they needed, and there was a need to provide a higher level of e-government service through the integration of information systems across institutions. There is also a growing demand for the government and the private sector to cooperate to provide a higher level of public service by integrating public sector data and private technology. In particular, Ashipo technology in the private sector matures, the demand for chatbots also increases in the public sector. Therefore, there is a growing need to establish a common architecture-based chatbot for successful adoption. The Virtual Assistant Service for the Public is an online personal assistant service that informs the public of necessary administrative information in advance and provides consultation on administrative services that the public wants to know about. It consists of notification services and consulting services. Notification services timely notify the public of personal daily life information, such as the National Health Checkup date and traffic fines, through commonly used apps like Kakao Talk, the Naver app, and TOS. Although there is a lot of administrative information that the government provides to the public, such as notices and benefits, depending on the institution or service, such information was delivered in different ways, such as a mail and text message, causing inconvenience. However, the virtual assistant service for the public allows people to receive notifications in advance and pay immediately, using one of their preferred apps. Consulting services include asking a chatbot about administrative services, such as police civil service, e-customs clearance, and national recreation forests, and receiving guidance, or using an AI speaker to receive voice guidance on civil services. Let me explain the structure of the virtual assistant service for the public. First, I will explain notification services of the virtual assistant service for the public. The virtual assistant service for the public shares data with the legacy systems, including the National Police Agency and the Road Traffic Authority, using EAI, and receives personal contact, information, and notification details to send out public notifications, such as traffic penalties. At the same time, the virtual assistant service for the public is linked with commonly used private apps, such as Kakao Talk, the Naver app, and TOS by an open API architecture. When information on traffic penalties or fines is delivered to a private app, the app notifies the user with a push notification. If additional security is required, such as for traffic penalties or fines, the personal authentication feature of private apps is used. If payment is required, the user can transfer money using a simple payment method, I will explain consulting services of the virtual assistant service for the public. We have built a knowledge base of frequently asked questions in collaboration with various public institutions, including the National Police Agency and Government Employees Pension Service. When a user asks a question to the virtual assistant service for the public chatbot, it provides an appropriate answer from the pre-built knowledge base. The consultation can also be done by voice through an AI speaker. How is the virtual assistant service for the public different from existing government public services? Most notably, the virtual assistant service for the public is a public service created through collaboration between the government and the private sector. In March 2021, the government signed a business agreement with private companies to provide government public services much faster and more conveniently through apps commonly used by people. Furthermore, the virtual assistant service for the public provides proactive personalized service by incorporating emerging technologies like a chatbot, simple payment, and simple authentication. For decades, Korea had the concept of creating an online personal assistant service, but was not able to realize it. The advancement of ICT technologies such as AI paved the way for the discussion of ID business models that requires private-public cooperation. In 2018, we established Array Designed Administrative Service ISP as part of a mid to long-term informatization strategy for the realization of intelligent e-government. After 3 years of preparation, we established the virtual assistant service for the public and launched the service in March 2021. It continuously increases the types of services, adding 12 types of notification and 11 types of consultation in May 2022. As of February, the number of subscribers exceeded 14 million, which is about 27% of the Korean population. Notification services of the virtual assistant service for the public provide 23 types of daily life-related information, such as COVID-19 vaccination, relief fund, and national health checkup date, via the neighbor app, Kakao Talk, TOS, or LMS. The flow of notification services of the virtual assistant service for the public is as follows. Take notification of the national health checkup date, for example, which is provided every 2 years for all Korean people. If the user applies for the virtual assistant service for the public after giving prior consent, the virtual assistant service for the public stores the user information. The system extracts and creates a notification for those who are eligible for the national health checkup in that year and sends the notification to the app with which users subscribed to the service. This way, users can receive these notifications through the app of their choice. One of the advantages of the virtual assistant service for the public is that the general public can easily subscribe to it using their smartphone or PC. For personal authentication, various methods are available, including a joint certificate and simple authentication provided by the private sector. This is a notification service that informs university students about the national scholarship system and the application period. This is a service that informs individuals of fines imposed when they are caught committing traffic violations, such as speeding or signal violations. In connection with the simple payment feature of private apps, immediate payment is also possible upon the notification. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, COVID-19 vaccination has been a hot topic since 2021. To achieve herd immunity, the government needed to encourage people to vaccinate. For seamless and prompt vaccination, the virtual assistant service for the public is providing information on COVID-19 vaccination appointments. This service notifies those subject to the first, second, third, and fourth booster vaccinations of vaccination appointment in advance. When the appointment is complete, they are informed of the date and place of vaccination with a reminder. The service has been provided since March 2021, and as of February 2022, 470 million notifications have been provided to 32 million people. To support the livelihoods of people who are suffering economic hardship because of COVID-19, a relief fund was provided at the national level in September 2021. The public was informed of eligibility, the amount, application, and the deadline so as not to miss the benefit. In addition, the virtual assistant service for the public was improved to allow people to subscribe to the service conveniently on the Navrap, KakaoTalk, and TOS. The virtual assistant service for the public also provides consulting services. In Korea, more public institutions are adopting chatbot technology to respond to civil complaints, such as call centers. Some of them are using chatbots successfully, but others have difficulties in adopting and managing chatbot services because of differences in informatization capabilities. Accordingly, the virtual assistant consulting service is building a common infrastructure at the government level so that public institutions can easily implement the chatbot public consulting service and provide a service foundation for knowledge-based operation and management. The figure shows how the consulting chatbot of the virtual assistant service for the public handles inquiries. This screen shows the communication with the consulting service of the virtual assistant service for the public via smartphone. Users can also directly enter their questions in the chat window at the bottom of the screen. Frequently asked questions are displayed with buttons to increase convenience. Until the first half of this year, the virtual assistant service for the public provided consultations on 11 administrative information, including police civil petition service, electronic customs clearance, and national recreation forests. Currently, it provides 22 types of consultations, after adding 11 more in May 2022. The service started its operation on March 29, 2021, now being in service for just over a year, but it has achieved remarkable results. The original operational target was 1 million subscribers and 600,000 use cases, but in an effort to overcome the social crisis of COVID-19, the virtual assistant service for the public was naturally introduced to the public in the process of responding to social issues, such as vaccination guidance and relief fund payment information. As the convenience of the virtual assistant service for the public, which proactively provides personalized information, has garnered a positive response, the number of subscribers surpassed tens of millions in 6 months, and 14 million as of May. Considering that South Korea's population is about 53 million, 1 in 4 Koreans are using the virtual assistant service for the public. The virtual assistant service for the public will invest KRW 6.7 billion this year to add more service areas in connection with public institutions so that more information and consultations related to daily life can be provided. The notification service, which currently provides 22 types of services by expanding the number of 12 types, in May 2022, will be expanded to a cumulative 54 types by December 2022. The consulting service, which currently provides 22 types of services by adding 11 types, in May 2022, will be expanded to a cumulative total of 34 types by December 2022. By expanding cooperation with the private sector, we plan to increase the number of available apps from the current 7 to a cumulative 13 apps by December 2022. We will continuously advance our services so that people can conveniently use administrative information necessary to return to their normal lives after the end of COVID-19. This is the end of the presentation. Thank you very much.